The fact that I'm doing this interview without a subpoena is a testimony to how much I like and respect Paul Georgeson.
Because contractors have very little patience with attorneys or the law. They want things done now.
Paul shows his integrity through not just accepting what we want to do, but explaining to us why we maybe can't do something.
When he takes an assignment, takes on a task, you know it's going to be done well, it's going to be done on deadline. He's so dependable.
The biggest thing was just logical reasoning, being able to look at a problem, sit down, and say, we need to do A, and then we can do B, and then we can do C.
Paul is very low-key, very laid back, very soft-spoken, but when he does say something, his words mean a lot because they are factual.
If you think you're right, he'll definitely explain where you might be wrong and keep you on track. And so he basically is just a resource there that really carries a lot of weight when you get in front of a tough situation.
Paul's legal knowledge has diffused many volatile labor management situations.
Paul drafted our contracts in a way that they weren't one-sided towards us. Our subcontract agreements, they weren't one-sided, but they were a fair agreement for all.
But he was always there with a plan for the day. That's why contractors liked him, because he was planning like they do.
Yeah, I remember being little and thinking he was just a boring old man.
And I'm not sure where he got the idea, but we decided to build a potato cannon, PVC pipe, barbecue starter, and hairspray. And then we started a game where we would shoot the potato cannon straight up, and it was like a game of chicken to see who would run for cover first.
And my dad was like, oh yeah, I bungee jumped here the year it opened. I was one of the first people ever to do this bungee jumping experience in New Zealand that has now been going on for 25 years.
And he would always show up to my ski races and everything, and even beyond that, he would drive me to practice, or he would drive me to Sacramento to go to a lacrosse tournament. And I could tell, like, late at night, he'd be checking emails on his phone and making calls and stuff, and that he had just set this time to be with us and to be with me.
It's astounding to me that he was able to make time for all of my soccer games and my ski races, and every time I had a varsity tournament, he'd come and meet me on one of the last few holes and walk it out with me. And I don't even do that much, and I feel like I don't have time for this. I can't believe he had time to do all these things.
Well, we were so happy when Paul joined our team, but along with that, Heidi, his wife, came along with the package, and she is absolutely delightful, and you just really get a sense of Paul as the husband and the family man by his connection with Heidi. She's absolutely delightful. She loves what Paul does. She loves the museum. She takes pride in everything that he's involved in, and I know she's contributed significantly to who Paul is.
But early on, when we were pitching Ace High School, he believed in the need for construction education for youth in our community.
Well, a big thing that he did was, I remember the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. He had a little brother, Raul.
Paul we never had billable hours with him. All his time for us was volunteer.
But it was things like that where he definitely set aside time to help other people who are less fortunate than himself.
It's not just the school. If you talk to Paul, it's kids. He loves what we do for kids at that school. That's why he's there.
Well, that started as his new car, and he promised us it would be a family car because it had 4 seats. And that lasted about a year until he took the back 2 seats out because he wanted to go faster.
Sometimes he would ask about, hey, I've got this car I'm working on, and I think all of us went, what? You're working on a car? Like, you don't picture that with him, right?
One thing I didn't know about Paul is he actually has a little shop for metalwork.
He actually took a class at AACT, a welding class, to learn how to weld, just so he could work on his own stuff better and not have to take it into the shop.
How far he dives into things and how much he learns about them is ridiculous.
Well, his passion for cars drives his passion for the museum, and he's truly a car guy.
and he takes it seriously, but he likes going fast and he likes having a good time, and it's something that he really enjoys.
The Chapter 40 issues was affected everybody, but primarily contractors that were getting harassed by attorneys that are trying to get something for nothing. So it took him many trips to the legislature to explain the plight of hardworking and honest construction firms so they had a fair and level playing field.
The Chapter 40 construction defect reform that Paul wrote enabled many Nevada contractors to remain in residential construction, plus allowed for affordable housing that's so greatly needed today.
Without Paul's work that he did on that construction defect single-handedly, a lot of these contractors probably wouldn't be around today.
Paul's not a huge physical presence, nor am I, but when Paul talks, people actually listen.
This opportunity for youth in our area to be able to become skilled tradespeople or construction management or diesel technicians was an important opportunity that he wanted to be a part of, and we're so glad that he did.
He enjoys car racing, and he's competitive. Whether he's skiing or whatever it is, driving that car, he is competitive. That's what makes him a good attorney.
Absolutely respect everything he's done and all of the opportunities he's given me, and I don't think I could be anywhere close to where I am today if I hadn't had him as my father.
For more than 25 years, Paul Georgeson has navigated the complicated world of construction law. Easy to underestimate, this soft-spoken attorney commands the stage when it came to knowledge, fairness, and getting the job done. He's helped build a better community and a better construction industry with skill, integrity, and responsibility. Paul Georgeson, the Sir Award.